Wakey, wakey, everyone. It's another fabulous day in Wellington Wells. The weather is only slightly rainy with streaks of lovely sunshine. Everyone in Wellington Wells is doing exactly what he or she ought to. Smiling and laughing and taking their joy.
My friend.
Yes.
What is this incredibly petrifying looking game?
Well, it's a game set in the 1960s in an alternative version of England. It's kind of a dystopian society where everybody is obsessed with happiness. And you're kind of this dude who's saying, well, it's not really for me. I kind of don't want to take my drugs anymore because there's a drug called joy which makes everyone happy. And he says, I don't want to do this anymore. And he becomes what they call a downer. Now, if you're a downer, basically you're a dude that doesn't conform with society, and they don't like that very much. When I say obsessed with happiness, I mean that anyone that challenges the idea that this society isn't perfect, they get beaten up pretty quick and, well, mostly killed, but, you know, who knows? Sometimes just get kicked out like you do.
Some pretty heavy Orwellian vibes going on here.
Yep, that's pretty much one of the big influences. So I think it's probably better to talk about Brazil, the Terry Gilliam movie, than it is to talk about, say, 1984. 1984, obviously, terrifying and disturbing film. But Brazil's equally terrifying and disturbing, but it's also absurdist. So for us, like, obviously this is not super serious, but at the same time it's chilling and creepy. So it's pretty interesting.
Do you know the secret behind the famous Wellington Wells smile? Well, it's the miraculous little pill ingeniously called joy. And it helps us forget anything bad that might have happened to us. And life is just wonderful every day.
Basically, We Happy Few is God, how to explain this? Basically, it's a narratively driven, procedurally generated game. Okay, so it's kind of like a roguelike. So you run around in a world that's not the same every time. There is a definite period through which you will need to complete the game. And you have 3 characters to play through. What we want to do is make it so that you can shift from the narrative scripted, handcrafted sort of sequences into the systemic, crazy, procedurally generated world. And once you're in there, what you need to do is need to learn how to survive. So you need to find out how to get good food, water, sleep, and make sure you don't overdose on joy. And generally to do that, you're going to need to either fight, be stealthy, or conform socially, which is an amorphous concept. But basically, if you act in the right way and the people don't mind what you're doing, you're okay. So that might be, you might take a joy pill. So you get high on joy, the world suddenly changes, it becomes this magical place. And you can go in there and you can eat food and you can drink and everything's fine. But then it's kind of a short-term gain, but a long-term loss, because you'll come down and you'll suddenly find yourself starving and thirsty. And, you know, obviously when you're coming down from drugs, you usually look pretty shitty. So everybody is saying to you, hey, mate, you're not part of our society, because we wouldn't be coming down like this. So they go after you again.
I remember now. You came back from the station. The only one.
You don't think they hurt him, Percy?
The Germans aren't animals, you know. They just wanted to make sure we stay quiet. And we did. Spot of tea.
So what can we expect to be, you said hiding or stealthing. Do we get like a home base or something, or a place we can set up, or are we perpetually on the move?
No, you have various safe houses, shelters throughout the world. The idea is the game is split roughly into islands. So it's a little island city off the coast of England. And in each of these islands is a safe place for you. And that's really, you can go back there, you can craft, so your stashes, you can store everything you want. And you should be able to fast travel between those across various islands. So you'll always have a place to kind of prepare yourself for the day.
One of the cool things about We the Happy Few is going into game preview on the Xbox One. What can we expect from the previewed version?
Okay, so on the game preview version, we're launching with the introduction of the game, which you saw in the Microsoft press conference, and then it's the procedural gameplay. So what we want to do, it's been really important for us for basically the life of the project, is to make the best game we can. And community feedback's been a major, major part of that. So we had a Kickstarter last year, and that was really great, and we got a whole bunch of people who decided to play the game and help us make the game. And their feedback has been just fantastic. However, the game is getting bigger, and we really need a lot of players. So for us, Game Preview is an opportunity to make a better game, and hopefully involve people in the game creation process. And so far, our Kickstarter backers have been really stoked because we listen, we make changes, and we talk a lot about what's going on. So it's one of the more open development processes around. The Game Preview is going to be a continuation of that.
There you are. You nearly missed the piñata. It's the most adorable Spanish custom. Uncle Jack did a whole show about it. You smash it until all the candy comes out. Come on, hit it! Hit it! Hit it!
Give it a whack!
Hit it! Hit it! You are off your joy. Take one of mine. Oh my lord. He's a downer. Call security. We've got a downer.